This is a sad one, and it might make you angry when you hear how the Corps failed one of its own. On a hot day in June, 30-year-old Sergeant Gordon Reed set out on a routine PT test with his reserve unit in Orlando, Florida. During the final stretch of his 3-mile run, he collapsed. And about an hour and a half later, a doctor at a nearby hospital declared him dead, following what his family and former leadership described as a series of catastrophic decisions made by people in his unit that possibly led to his death. When Reed collapsed, about 10 minutes went by before the first sergeant called 911. 10 minutes. That right there is unbelievable. The average Joe citizen knows that you call 911 when there's a medical emergency. When the 911 call wasn't answered, the first sergeant hung up after 22 seconds. 6 minutes later, an EMS dispatcher called the first sergeant back, which is common for missed calls. Now, none of the reports about what happened that day indicate that any Marine tried CPR or called 911 again during the 6 minutes after the first sergeant initially hung up. Reed's family said instead of waiting for an ambulance or driving to a hospital, they took Reed in a van to an urgent care facility. Records from the clinic show that Reed was struggling to breathe when he arrived. He was given an oxygen mask and attached to an AED, but no shocks were delivered, and the clinic records didn't say if CPR was administered. According to the paramedic report, when the ambulance arrived, paramedics found Reed seated in a chair, unresponsive and showing signs of cardiac arrest. When paramedics moved Reed to the floor, they found that the clinic's oxygen mask was not attached to an oxygen source. So, clinic fucked up too. 35 minutes after Reed collapsed, the paramedics started the first documented instance of CPR. Reed's family believes his chances of survival kept decreasing following mistake after mistake after mistake. Reed's father said that they failed his son, and I agree. A lot of basic shit that should have happened didn't happen.